All right, here we go. Let me turn the music down a little bit. It's too loud. My voice, the music colliding. Please let a brother know. Please let a brother know. All right, all up in here. Give me a second. Give me a second. People to fall up in here. People to fall up in here real quick. Let me plug the joint right quick. Women's public versus private image. Why they're not always the same. Yo, man, I had an interesting day today, man. And a lot of bullshit going on, right? So we gonna talk about it. Let me shout out some individuals right quick. Danny P, Wicked Scorpion, Uncle Guns, Chills Luciano, Connie Slayer. Was good with y'all. Was good with y'all. Wait for some more people to fall up in here. I got a couple of videos I'm gonna show you guys. But before I get into that, let me just say this, right? And I hope some women fall up in here too. I really want some women to fall up in here tonight because I gotta have a conversation with y'all. You know, so this is for y'all too. You know what I'm saying? Women's public versus private image. Why they're not always the same. We're gonna wait for some more people to fall up in here. Dan Frank was good. Corey 2SS was good with you, fam. Lawrence was good with you. If y'all don't mind, please hit that like button coming in. It's free of charge. It don't cost you nothing but a thumb. You know what I'm saying? Just go ahead and press that thumb on that joint. It helps with the algorithm. You know what I'm saying? So we can go ahead and get this information and this message out because it needs to be out. Because your boy got a lot to talk about today. I got a lot to talk about. It's a lot on my mind, man. McGee, you know, I contemplated doing a live joint because I told you guys I was going to try and be more consistent with trying to give you guys a solo joint. But after some of the shit I've seen today on Facebook, okay, so this is what we're going to do, right? First and foremost, it is highly unlikely I take calls today. Highly unlikely. Never say never, but for right now, I don't plan on taking calls. However, if you have a question, please put a Q in the chat followed by your question. But haste makes waste. Do it now, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't wait. I don't know how long I'm going to be on here. My goal is to not be any longer than an hour or so. But y'all know how I do. I get to talking. 2-3 hours later, I'm still talking, right? So let's go ahead and do this. Let's get into some of these videos right quick. First of all, let me kill this music. Let me kill this motherfucking music, first of all. Much as I like it, we got to kill it. Hold on. All right, there we go. All right, so we're going to play a couple of these videos. Now, before I start playing these videos, I really want you guys to pay attention to what you're hearing. And I want you to correlate that to the title. I want you to really pay attention. Women's public versus private image. Why they're not always the same. And then we're going to get into this, right? So let's go ahead and play video number 1.
How old are you?
23.
Are you single?
Yes.
If I wanted to take you on a first date, what's the absolute most I should spend on it?
Maybe at most $100.
What does that look like?
A nice dinner, like maybe something casual downtown, a few drinks and some food.
Is it just dinner and then you go home? Or is it dinner and then we do something else after?
It's dinner and I go home.
Even if the date went well?
Even if the day went well. If I'm feeling it, maybe, but I don't know, I'm really picky, so it's hard to get my attention like that.
So the bill comes? Would it be cool if we went Dutch on the first date?
No, I wouldn't go out with you again.
But relationships aren't about money.
Hey, it is a little for me. I'm not gonna go on a date and I pay 50-50 after you asked me on the date.
So you don't think it's 50-50 between men and women?
No.
So why do you just get to show up?
Because I'm a girl, because I can.
But do you think that's fair?
No, but I don't give a fuck, because I can.
Okay, so the first clip, okay, and I got that from Facebook, right? So if you go into the video, you had some guys talking about, oh, she started off okay. This is what they said about her. Oh, she started off okay. I liked her at first, but then she switched up towards the end and was like, I don't give a fuck. I'm a girl, that's why. And here's the reality of it. A lot of women think like her. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with her thought process. The point I'm trying to make is women's public versus private image. See, at first, she said dinner and go home. And then when old boy kind of put the screws to her, then she kind of took away the public image and she gave you a little bit of her private side, which is, well, if the energy is right, then maybe something else can happen. And here's the dilemma that women have, right? Is if women, see, I made a video and I talked about how women aren't all that complicated, right? They're not, right? Women want great sex, and if they had it their way, they would prefer to get it from a man who actually gave a fuck about them, and they gave a fuck about that guy too, right? So a lot of times when women publicly speak about dating and dating dynamics and dating relationships, they cannot tell you guys how they really get down privately. Because if she was honest and she said, oh, there's going to be some guys that don't need to take me to dinner. If I'm sexually attracted to them, we can get it popping. Women really can't say that publicly, because if they said it publicly, then every guy they meet would be trying to fuck them right away, right? And as much as women love sex, they can't fuck every guy, right? And as much as they like sex, they still want to be dated. They still want to be taken out. They still want to be treated like princesses and shit. They still want to be doted on. So what you witnessed was a woman who basically was like, no, I'm not that kind of girl. You know, I'm kind of classy. You know, I would like a nice little dinner. And what she revealed towards the end is, okay, I don't give a fuck what these guys are thinking about. Right? At the end of the day, I'm a woman. And because I can. And the reason why she said because I can is because she knows that the men who want to take her out, they want to fuck her. She knows this. So a lot of women's mentality is, if I want you to take me out and spend money on me, then you're going to do that, right? But that's really directed. See, here's the guy. This is what women like to do. Women will make public declarations about what they like, but they do it with a wink and a nod, right? So what I mean by they do it with a wink and a nod, a lot of times when women publicly say things, they mean it for the masses of men, but there's always a group of men where they do the wink and a nod, meaning that if I'm sexually attracted to you, it ain't, this don't apply to you, right? It applies to the other guys, right? But women can't come out and say that. Women cannot come out and say, if I'm not sexually attracted to you, oh, you damn well better choose a date that I like. They can't say that, right? And I understand why they can't say that. I don't begrudge women, but here's the thing, and I'm gonna get into it later. There was a Facebook post. I'm gonna speak on it a little bit now, but I'm gonna get into it later. There was a Facebook post where a guy, and I believe if you go to the Real Game No Theory Facebook group, you'll see it there. And if you go to the original post, you'll see all the bullshit, right? And so a guy made a Facebook post and he was talking about, so you women really get turned off by men calling you sexy? The majority of the women were like, yep. But we're going to get into that. We're going to get into women's public versus private image. why they're not always the same. And I understand it. I understand it, but I'm also going to get into the bullshit though, because there's bullshit, right? But let's get into some more clips, and then we're going to break all of this shit the fuck down. So this is what I want to play first. I want to make sure I get them right in the right order. Now, the first clip, there's a lady with a black top on with a red skirt on. Pay attention to her, because there's another clip that she's in. And when I break this shit down, you're going to see what the fuck I'm talking about.
What's your age?
I'm almost 29.
Hold on. That's not the one.
What's your age?
Okay, hold on real quick, y'all. Okay, hold on. We got a little issue. Hold the fuck on. Okay, all right. Hold on. I uploaded the same clip twice. I'm fucking up, y'all. I'm fucking up. Hold on. I'm uploading the first one that I want to play right now. So it's just gonna be a couple seconds. But again, if y'all got a question, put a Q in the chat followed by your question. So
How do you feel about sex on the first night?
Sex on the first date is a hard pass for me. Hard pass. I feel like as a woman, whether you believe women should be able to or not, I think it diminishes your value in a man's mind. And I think there's chemistry and there's like sexuality and tension if you make a man wait. And I think also as a woman, you get a better idea of who the man is and if he's really into you if you wait, as opposed to just having sex with him. And I don't know. I like to make a man wait.
But do you think that a woman's gonna perceive a man's value as lower after he gives it up to her on the first night?
I don't think so. No. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so.
I think it's the other way around.
I don't think women look at it that way.
Why not?
I've never met a man that was not willing to do something on the first date. But hey, I'm all about energy. If the energy's right, fuck around and find out.
Okay, so if you pay attention to both women, the woman on the right, she was the most honest of the two, right? Again, what are we talking about? Women's public versus private persona. The woman and this is all about a woman's sexuality and her willingness to publicly show her sexuality or her desire to conceal it, right? Because just because a woman publicly acts like she ain't about that action, privately, in many cases, she is. The woman in the white, she don't mind telling guys, hey, if I'm into you, we fucking. The woman in the black, she's trying to downplay it, right? So what she said was, if you paid attention to what she said how women carry themselves in public matters because guys will view them a certain way. Now, I want guys to wrap your mind around that. Women are not dumb. Women understand that if they want to get into a relationship or they want to be married, that they can't necessarily showcase how they really get down privately because they understand that a lot of guys are judgmental. The woman in the white, see, she doesn't mind showcasing who she is because she don't care, right? And that's not a bad thing. A lot of guys think it's a bad thing. She don't care. She's like, yo, I like sex. I ain't going to hide it. The woman in the black is like, I like sex too, but I ain't going to talk about that shit publicly. But privately, her and the woman in the white, they're the same woman. Okay, don't get it twisted. They are the same woman. It's just one, publicly, she's going to play the role she needs to play because she wants to be perceived a certain way. The woman in the white is like, yo, shit, I like dick. Fuck it. Right? Now, let's play a second clip. And we're going to get it and we're going to show the woman in the black. Pay attention.
What's your age?
I'm almost 29.
What do you think the way you're dressed right now communicates to men?
I don't know. I guess not your norm in Miami, right? Like, look around right now. No one's dressed like this.
How are they dressed around here?
The women I'm looking at right this second, they all have like really tight see-through dresses, really short, really skimpy, which I have skimpy clothes too, by the way. I'm not knocking it, but I don't know. I feel like this is a little more conservative.
Well, how do you feel men look at you when you dress conservative as opposed to skimpy, provocative?
I personally feel, and this is not a fact, but I personally feel that when men see me and I dress like this versus like a sexier outfit, they approach me differently. Different kinds of men approach me more to my liking. And I think it's natural for a man to look at a woman that dresses like more conservatively and to view her in a more modest way.
Okay, and that's how guys get fooled. That's how you guys get fooled. She gave it up. She basically said, I got skimpy clothes too. I just understand that guys treat me differently based on what I wear. So if I want to be approached by a certain type of man, I'm going to dress a certain way so he perceives me the way that I want him to perceive me. She all but admitted that I dress in a provocative manner. So depending on how I'm feeling or what I'm, trying to get men or what message I'm trying to convey, I'm going to pick and choose how I dress, right? So a lot of guys, they get caught up with how women dress. Just because a woman dresses provocative doesn't mean she's promiscuous. And just because a woman dresses modest doesn't mean she's not. They're the same women. They just pick and choose which side of themselves they show you, right? And again, I'm not hating on it. I know why women do it. I understand. Let me share something with y'all. Okay. Have y'all heard of the word curated? Right. Let me read something to y'all. Many women present a curated version of themselves in public, often shaped by societal expectations, cultural norms, or personal aspirations. Curated means a lot of women think about what they're going to put on. If I put on this, I might be perceived this way. If I wear this, or if I conduct myself like this, I might be perceived that way or this way. So women are very mindful of how they're perceived in the public eye. So just because a woman shows you something publicly doesn't mean she's not the opposite privately. Women's public and private image, why they're not always the same. So let me make sure I grab these questions. Okay. So let me get to this, right? I saw a video. So, and I'm prefacing what I'm about to say because I don't want to make it appear like I'm the one who thought about this. I saw a video, and some of y'all may have seen it. And they were talking about Sexy Red, right? The rapper Sexy Red. And a guy made a profound point, and he's right. He said the reason why women don't publicly en masse condemn Sexy Red and the Cardi B's and all these different rapper chicks that dress a certain way and act a certain way and say things in their music. Now, there might be some women that say shit publicly, but the large majority of women do not castigate these women. They don't say anything bad about the Sexy Reds of the world. And the reason why is because deep down inside, they want to be Sexy Red. Sag, what the fuck are you saying? They want to be Sexy Red. Okay, this is what I mean by they want to be Sexy Red. Sexy Red doesn't give a fuck about how people view her publicly. So what Sexy Red does, how she acts privately, she acts the same way publicly. Right? So she has no filter. Right? So you know exactly what you're getting with the Sexy Reds of the world. The reason why a lot of women want to be Sexy Red is because they wish they could show their ratchet side publicly. They wish they could exhibit and showcase their sexuality like Sexy Red does. Okay, and I'm talking about corporate women. I'm talking about educated women. They wish they could do that, but they know if they did, the type of man they would want to be married to wouldn't want to be married to them. The type of man they would want to be approached and dated by, those men wouldn't fuck with. So what they do is they present a public side that's more appropriate for the type of man that they wish to attract. But privately, they're Sexy Red. Privately, they're Cardi B. They are. So let me get to this point. Again, but the post where the guys were talking about, or the guy was talking about, oh, so women got a problem with guys calling them sexy or complimenting them using the word sexy. And the majority of women under the post, they were saying, hell yeah, I got a problem with it. If a guy does that, he's thirsty. If a guy does that, it's cringe. If a guy does that, he's a perv. And they said, the only man that can call me sexy is my man. Y'all see my face? Bullshit. Now, there were a couple of women who told the truth. A couple of women said, y'all are fronting. Come on now. And here's the reality of it. And I'm going to break it down like this. If you meet a woman and you approach a woman who is sexually attracted to you, and you tell her, damn girl, you sexy as hell, she gonna like that shit. I want a woman to tell me the opposite. If you're talking to a woman who's feeling you and she is sexually attracted to you and she desires you sexually, and you tell her she's sexy, or you tell her, damn, you look sexy in that dress. That shit look, girl, you wearing a hell at that dress. That's sexy as hell. She ain't gonna have a problem with that. There's only two types of women that will feel some type of way about you using the word sexy to compliment them. Two types. The first type is a woman who is not sexually attracted to you at all, and you calling her sexy really showcases your desire to want to fuck quickly. And because you want to fuck quickly, her desire to want to play the role that she don't get down like that is all but fucked. She can't do it now. So she can't play the role like she's the virtuous all-American girl next door. She can't play that role because you bringing up sex quickly fucks her plans up. So if she has plans to manipulate you or deceive you to have you believing that sex could possibly happen, all you got to do is take her out a few times. All you got to do is spend some time with her, and maybe you can get some ass. If you bring up sex too quick, now she can't do that. The second type of woman who might have a problem with it, and I don't really blame the second type of women, the second group of women, I don't really blame them. I'm still not with the bullshit, but I get it though. The second type of chicks that will have a problem with you bringing up or you telling them that they sexy is a woman who is not opposed to having sex with you. She doesn't have a problem with it. However, she sees you as a guy she might want to get to know. She sees you as a guy she might want to date seriously. So her fucking you too quick or her thinking that she gets down like that will fuck up her long-term plans of getting you to view her as somebody she might want to have a relationship with. Okay, I need guys to understand that, right? So that's the second type of chick. Okay, and women, there are women publicly who have said that. If it's a guy that I'm sexually attracted to and I really don't view him past just sex, I'll let him know I'm down to fuck. However, if it's a guy that I think has attributes and characteristics that might make him a good boyfriend, although I'm feeling him sexually, I'm going to hold off. And I'm not going to let him know that I get down like that. Women will do this. Look. For any women, and I saw Zoramina up in here. For any women, y'all know I'm telling the truth. If y'all were at a concert, okay, whatever your favorite R&B singer is, favorite R&B group, favorite rapper, favorite rock and roll band, whatever type of music you're into, if you ladies were at a concert and you were in the front row, or you were in a concert, but you don't even got to be in the front row. And if the guy on the mic said, "Where's all my sexy ladies at?" Guys, what do you think the women going to do? If they say, "Where's all my sexy ladies at?" All the women are going to scream. That's what they're going to do. So why is it that you have these women that was in his Facebook, under this Facebook post, like, oh, he's a perv, or it's cringe, or I'm a chick. No, they're going to scream. Now, I'm going to do you one better. Let's say there was a group of women in the front row, and the guy with the mic says, hey, my sexy ladies right there in the front row. Y'all want to bring y'all sexy asses up on the stage right now? They're not going to say, don't call me sexy. I don't know you. They're going to be like, hell yeah. Come on, man. Look, we got to tell the truth and shame the devil out this motherfucker. Women's public versus private image. Why they're not always the same. Again, I get it. I understand why women fake the funk. But like Tupac said, you ain't got to lie to kick it. You ain't got to lie to kick it. You ain't got to do that. Okay, I get why women do it. I understand, right? But guys, this is why you cannot listen to what women say publicly. You can't. You can't. Because how women respond to you when they're feeling you sexually is not the same way women respond to you when they're not. And that's a fact. Period. Right? You can walk up to 3 women separately and use the word sexy, and they all scoff at you. They all got a problem with it. You walk up to another woman and use the word sexy, and she's flipping her hair back. Oh, you think so? You know, when I picked out this outfit, I wasn't sure. You think I'm sexy in it? For real? Thank you. I appreciate it. And she rubbing all on your arm and shit. Here's the reality of it. And this is a fact. Quote me on this. Capital A-L-L. Every woman, I don't care if she's heterosexual or bisexual, every single woman who likes a guy or she is attracted to a guy, she wants that guy to think she's sexy. And if he happens to say it, she gonna like it even more. Come on, man. Like, we got to stop this, right? We got to stop it, ladies. I know y'all watching. I know y'all flies on the wall. Y'all really don't want to say nothing, but y'all know y'all boy telling the truth. So let's go ahead and get to this first question. He says, a woman I've been smashing gives a great vibe in person, but her texting skills is rough. Bro, if y'all are having sex, why do you care about her texting skills? Why do you give a fuck? Y'all are having sex, why do you care? Then he goes on to say, I'm talking one-word text, doesn't return my FaceTime calls. It takes hours to respond. Bro, this is a classic case of a woman who has that don't call me, I'll call you mindset. Guys, there will be women that you encounter. They don't like you like that, but they enjoy having sex with you. That's your role. That's what you are to her. Okay, you are a boy toy. You are the type of dude she can have sex with, but beyond that, she ain't trying to fuck with you. Why rock the boat? Right, bro, I've had women. The only time they called or text me is when they wanted to fuck. They never called or text me to shoot the breeze. They never called and text me and told me about their day or their problems. They never did any of that. The only time they reached out to me was when it was like, hey, you remember that shit you did to me the other day? You got me thinking about that right now. Can I have some right now? Can I get some more of that dick? I've literally had women, the only time they reached out to me was for that. I'm not mad. That makes it easier for you. That makes it easy. Bro, can't no woman make it easier for you than that. Where the only time she deal with you is when she want that good. And that's it. See, you're starting to like her. Okay, and I'm going to tell you what's good. You said, what's the next move? The next move is she going to stop fucking with you. Because she going to see that you getting clingy and you getting needy. All she wanted is sex, bro. Okay, leave it alone. Like, chill. Like, sometimes you got to read the room. You know what I'm saying? Women will show you what they want from you. It's not even so much women telling you. Women will show you with their actions whether or not they want more than sex, or whether or not they just want sex, or whether or not they don't want sex at all. Women will show you. Just look, pay attention. If you're dealing with a woman and you want more than sex, but she wants just sex, you got to check yourself, bro. Look, check this out. I was dealing with this lady one time, and we were fuck buddies. We were fuck buddies. And I started liking this chick. And I had to check myself. I had to grab myself by my own shirt and jack myself up and be like, Zach, what you doing, bro? You need to chill, bro. Yeah, bro, you getting caught up. Sometimes when you get caught up, you got to fall back. You know what I'm saying? You got to check yourself, right? So he says, ain't even look at it this way. Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. She ain't feeling you. Bro, look, let me tell y'all something. When a woman whom you're dealing with is dealing with you sexually, she will let you know that she's feeling you and she wants to deal with you beyond sex. Y'all want to know how? Okay, and shout out to all my women that got some game. Shout out to all my women that are clever with it. If a woman is really feeling you, she likes the sex and she likes you, like she wants to fuck with you beyond sex, what a lot of women will do if they got some game, they'll call you up and they'll offer to cook you something, or they'll say some shit like this. Hey, I just made dinner. Have you eaten yet? Ask me how I know. I just made dinner. Have you eaten yet? Right? That's their way of showing you, hey, I got more to offer than just sex. Or if you go over there to smash, what some women will do, they'll be like, hey, I made dinner earlier. If you're hungry, I'll heat something up for you. See, that's a way for them to show you they got more to offer than just sex. But also, that's a way to get you to kind of chill with them where sex isn't happening, right? Because what are you going to do? If you sit down at a table, she fix you a plate and you sit down, that's her opportunity to kind of corner you a little bit on a non-sexual tip and kind of talk to you to kind of see where your head is at. Because a lot of times when women like you beyond just sex, they want you to like them back beyond just sex. So the perfect way to do that is to get you in a scenario where you guys aren't fucking, where they can get some of that non-sexual energy from you. Come on, man. Come on, man. And the church said, amen. Man, come on, man. And I appreciate women who do it like that. Now, I've had women who tried that. They tried to take me out to dinner and shit. And I'm like, nah. Or I had women that, wanted to cook for me. And I'm like, nah. And the reason why I told them no was because it was too soon. Like they did it within the first week of me knowing them. And I'm like, nah, baby girl. No. We got to fuck. Not only do we got to fuck first, but we got to fuck consistently over an extended period of time. So that way you can know that anytime we get together, it's just fucking. And then after a while, I might be down to share a meal with them after a while. Because here's the thing. I know that this is where when you know yourself, you know the potency of non-sexual intimacy. Okay, let me say that shit again. When you know yourself and you understand women, especially women that like you, you understand the potency of non-sexual intimacy. Spending the night, taking showers, taking trips together, you and a woman having long, intimate conversations about your lives. I understand the potency of that, and I understand that that's where women really start to like you. They really start to form that emotional bond and that emotional connection with you when they deal with you non-sexually. This is why when it comes to like romance and shit like that, I don't introduce that shit, not until way down the road. Because I know once I introduce, number one, they already hooked on the dick. If I introduce my romantic side to them, oh hell, I ain't never gonna be able to get rid of them now, right? So I understand the potency of me, and I understand the potency of what I bring beyond the bedroom. So I'm careful about when I introduce it. And when I do introduce it, I sprinkle women with it. I don't just give them the whole shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I understand the potency of it. Right? So hold on real quick. Let's get to this other question. So Frank says, what does it mean when a woman tells you that you're bro, she might as well kiss you on your forehead, bro. If a woman tell you you're sweet, she might as well kiss you on your forehead. and then follow that up with, you know, I'm moving to a new apartment next month. I really need some help. She might as well do that, right? He says, especially when you haven't met yet and live in different cities. We're going dancing on Friday. Yeah, bro, bro, don't expect no sex, fam. If she told you you're sweet, don't expect no. See, here's the thing. I don't want a woman to think I'm sweet. Now, I don't have no problem with a woman thinking that I'm a kind person. See, being a kind person is not the same as a woman thinking that you're sweet. I don't want women thinking that I'm sweet. Not at all. not at all. Not at all. I would rather a woman say, you know, Kerry's a good dude. He can be an asshole sometimes, but he's a good dude. I would rather a woman say that than a woman to tell me I'm sweet, bro. That's just me, though. You know what I'm saying? So Justin Tejada says, question, when I approach a group of women, I always introduce myself to everyone. Then once I feel the vibe, I'll go straight for the one. Express my sexual interest. What's your view on groups? Yeah, that's pretty much what I do. Here's the thing about approaching a group of women. If you are approaching a group of women, 2 or more, right? It don't got to be 3, 4, 5. It could be 2 or more. My thing to you would be this. If there are more than one woman, if there's more than one woman in that group that you think is attractive, like let's say you approach a group of 4 women and 3 out of the 4, you're like, shit, I'll fuck with either one of them. But that one over there is more attractive than the other ones. But the other 2 out of the remaining 3, I would fuck with too. Then it makes no sense for you to separate the one that you find the most attractive. If there's 3 out of the 4 that you would fuck with, you're better off seeing which one of the 3 is more receptive to you. Because the one that you're most interested in is probably not interested in you. But the other 2 that you find attractive are. So you don't want to separate the one that you're most interested in first. You want to see, right? Because it makes more sense for you to fuck with the chick that's giving you the most rhythm, assuming that you are attracted to her. So if the one that you're most attracted to really ain't receptive, but the other 2, like the fallback chicks, is giving you more rhythm than that one, then you need to go ahead and switch up who you're going to fuck with. You know what I'm saying? That just makes sense that way. Speaking of that, I did a consultation last night, and that happened to a guy where he approached a group of women. He was by himself, but there was other guys that he, you know, was talking to in the joint, but he didn't really know him like that. But there was I think there was 2 or 3 other guys that he was kind of conversing with, and you know, they were just chopping it up. So he walked off by himself and he ran into a group of women, and he's talking to the women. So there was I think 3 or 4 women in the group, I believe. But there was only one woman that he was interested in. The other ones he wasn't feeling. So what he did was he invited the other guys to come over, kind of as his wingmen, so that way he can get at the babe he wanted to get at. Only one of the guys came over. The other guy was being scared. He didn't want to come over. So when he tried to pull the woman that he was attracted to the side, she was like, where's your other friend at? So the one he was attracted to was not interested in him. She was interested in the other guy, the guy who wouldn't come over. So even if you pull the woman to the side that you're most interested in, she might be more interested in one of your partners than you, right? And that's where you got to go ahead and make that happen and make that introduction and do that trade-off. You know, let your partner get it. You know what I'm saying? If you're talking to a woman and she's more interested in one of the guys that you talking to or one of the guys you rolled up with, you're supposed to go get him. Yo, old girl want to holler at you. You're supposed to go do that. Don't be salty. Don't be salty about that shit. Go get the other dude, make it happen. And then you just move on to some more chicks. You know what I'm saying? It's like that. All right. So yeah, that's my take on groups. But also, let me say this. Hold on real quick. There might be instances where you're talking to 2 women, a tandem, and both of them are feeling you. I've had that happen, right? Where both chicks was feeling me. And the moment I realized both chicks is feeling me, I'm not pulling nobody to the side. Okay, I'm taking them both to the crib. right? I'm saying, because y'all got to understand, okay, even though women won't talk about this publicly, women will share you. Yes, they will. Sometimes women will share you right then and there, and they've already talked about it. You know what I'm saying? They already, here's the thing, women, there are some times where women who are friends, they're down to share guys, and they've talked about it before. Like, hey, yo, man, if you roll up on a dude and he fine, girl, and you think he fine, and I think he fine, and neither one of us really want to fuck with him beyond just sex, girl, we both gonna get that dick, right? Women talk about that. Believe it or not, they do, right? Either that, and or sometimes what women will do, and I know a woman personally who told me this story. She said there was a group of friends. It was like 4 or 5 girls, and there was a guy. She was in college at the time, or they were in college, and there was a guy. There was a new guy on campus, and all the girls, all her friends were attracted to him. So one of the girls said, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and fuck him first. Then I'm gonna come back and tell y'all how the dick was, right? So the plan was she gonna go ahead and fuck him first. If the dick was good, then all the rest of the girls was gonna go ahead and get a taste, right? But it just so happens that she came back and she said that the shit was whack, it was garbage. So the rest of the girls was like, all right, never mind, I ain't fucking with him now, right? Guys, women talk about sex with their friends. Okay, if the shit was whack, they're gonna share that. If the shit was good, the only time that women might not share details about how good the sex was is if they like that guy and they actually want to date him. Then they might not say shit. And sometimes they might lie and be like, oh, the shit was trash, just so their friends won't try and fuck them. Any ladies watching, y'all know I'm telling the truth. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. That's why I say women aren't complicated. Women aren't complicated. I'm not going to say women are easy, but women are not complicated. Not at all. You know what I'm saying? Women are not hard, bro. They not. A lot of guys, y'all make it hard. See, the reason why a lot of guys make it complicated is because you have false beliefs about how women are supposed to be, right? You ain't hearing me. You have false beliefs. You have these theories about how women are supposed to be, and your theories are complicating it. Because what's going on is once you go out there in the real world and you start dealing with women, how women are really behaving with you is clashing with your illusions of what you thought women were. It's clashing. So the truth is right in front of you. You just refuse to adhere to it. All you got to do is let all that social conditioning go. Let all those illusions go and walk into it. Walk into the truth. Walk into the true nature of women and just enjoy it. Enjoy it. Don't be mad at it. Like when guys be, oh, these women are promiscuous, they're for the streets. Yeah, I'm not mad at it. I'm enjoying it. Like, hey, shit. All right, all them chicks y'all talking bad about, point them out to me. I'll go talk to them. Hey, more for me and guys of my ilk. Point them out to us. Okay, we'll take them off your hands. Okay? You go over there and live in your alternate reality with all your falsehoods and all that. We're gonna be over here living real life, enjoying ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So the homie says, shout out to you, Zag, but can you go in depth about not telling women everything, but when you do, you tell the truth? Okay, so all women need to know is what's pertinent to the task at hand. Look up the word pertinent, what's important. All women need to know is what's pertinent to the task at hand. This is what I mean by that. Okay, when you very first meet women, right, they don't need to know that you and your girl just broke up 2 weeks ago. They don't need to know that you got children and shit. Okay, now, if a woman asks you if you have any kids, don't lie. If you got kids, tell the truth. Yeah, I got kids. Don't lie, right? But women don't need to know that, meaning you don't need to volunteer that. You don't need to volunteer anything about your personal life at all. But if women ask you a question, right, you got to ask yourself, is the question she asking me pertinent or conducive to what I want to do? It don't matter what she want to do. That's irrelevant. Is it pertinent to what I want to do? So if a woman asks you, for instance, when was your last relationship? If all I'm interested in is sex, what the fuck does my last relationship or when my last relationship was got to do with that? So me personally, I'm not even going to answer that question. I'm not going to answer that. Right? Now, here's the thing. If you're dating somebody, like what you guys got going on is more than just sex, all of that information is going to be revealed over time anyway. Okay, where you're from, where you grew up at, do you have any siblings? If you got a college degree, if you do, what did you major and minor in? What are your hobbies and your interests and all of that shit? All of that shit is going to be revealed over time. But for me, people wanting to know all that information up front is a red flag. To me, it's a red flag when people want to know all of that up front. Because what that means is they got a checklist and they're asking you questions and they're checking off boxes, right? To me, I ain't got time for that type of person. Like you're boring. All you gonna do is make fucking with you boring. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna make it a chore or a task to fuck with you. You know, go over there with that shit, right? I'm all about, look, simple and fun. I'm all about keeping it simple and fun. If I'm sexually attracted to you, all I need to know is if you're sexually attracted to me. All that other miscellaneous bullshit, I ain't got time for that, right? So that's just how I feel about that. But again, always tell the truth, never lie to women, but don't tell women everything. They don't need to know everything. Again, I've dealt with women where we didn't know each other. Matter of fact, let me say this. When speaking of your question and also the guy who asked about approaching groups of women, I told you guys a story when I approached two women in the club and I took them both home and we had a little threesome. I didn't know their last name. They didn't know mine. I didn't know where they were from. We didn't talk about none of that shit. Not once did we share any personal details about each other. Okay, all we knew was I was sexually attracted to them. They were sexually attracted to me. Let's make it happen. Nothing else was said. Nothing else was talked about. Okay. In fact, when we left and we was talking about fucking. We was talking about what was about to take place. That's what we was talking about, right? So let's move on. So he says, a girl I'm smashing started pressing me about putting new pics on my dating profile. Should I call her and squash it or ignore her? Bro, what kind of situations do y'all what kind of situations do y'all be having with these chicks? Well, women are talking to y'all. Bro, I don't be having these types of issues. Bro, look. Pimp hand slick. Okay, let me tell you what's probably going on. Let me tell you, see, when women feel emboldened to talk to you about certain things, it's because you didn't set the proper boundaries and parameters. Because I don't be having women do that type of shit to me. So you didn't set the proper boundaries and parameters because she would know not to even come at you about that. Okay, she should know not to even talk to you about that type of shit. So when you say, should I call her and squash it, are y'all having a lover's quarrel? Are y'all having a back and forth about pics on your dating profile? What is she telling you? To include pics of y'all together? I mean, come on, bro. That don't even make no sense to me. That's my answer. Right. So Too Cool says, so we know that it's not looks, money, material things that attract women. No. Hold on. All those things attract women. Looks, money, and material things do attract women. But what type of woman are you attracting with those things? Guys, there is more than one way to get a woman to fuck with you. What we're trying to tell you guys is that the most natural way, the most authentic, the most genuine interaction, okay, before I finish what I'm about to say, let me start all over. The most natural way, the most genuine and authentic interaction you're ever going to have with women is from women that are sexually attracted to you. Period. A woman who is sexually attracted to you is not trying to hide that. Right? Now, I digress. I digress. A woman who is sexually attracted to you who doesn't care about you judging her won't try and hide that. Now, a woman who is sexually attracted to you who is worried about how you perceive her, she might try and conceal it for a little while. And the reason she would do that is because she wants more than just sex. But a woman who either wants nothing but sex, or a woman who might want more than sex, but she wants sex so bad that she's okay with it ending there, you're going to get a very genuine and authentic interaction from her. Because y'all got to understand, a woman's sexuality, who a woman is behind closed doors, who a woman is in the bedroom, what she likes, what she don't like, all of that shit, that's the type of shit that the majority of men they encounter will never see. So regardless of what women may say publicly, a woman's sexuality, that's very important to her, right? It's very, very important to her simply because she's only going to show that side to only but so many men, right? Don't get it twisted, right? So hold on real quick. Again, if y'all got questions, man, put a Q in the chat followed by your question. I ain't gonna be here all night. Real quick. Okay, so let me get back to the title of the joint. Women's public versus private image. Why they're not always the same? Again, women are mindful of how they're being viewed. Hold on real quick. All right. Women are mindful of how they're being viewed, right? So if you got a woman, for instance, like I'll give you an example. If you got a woman who is single and at that moment, she actually wants to be booed up. She wants a boyfriend. She wants to be married. She wants a family. And she's really, really, really on a hunt for a man she could be with in that capacity. She's going to be more mindful of how she's perceived publicly than a woman who's on a rebound. Now, Pete, what I'm saying, if you got a woman who's on a rebound, like she just got out of a relationship, or maybe she's recently divorced, and she's like, man, it's hot girl summer. Look, I've been booed up for a number of years. I'm free now. I'm just going to enjoy myself. I'm going to go out here and have fun. She is more likely to not be as guarded about her public persona because she's actually down to get it in, right? When you hear women talk about their whole phase and all that other type of shit, right? That a woman who's on that, she is less likely to be as guarded. If y'all remember the clip, hold on real quick. I'm gonna show it again. I want y'all to understand it.
How do you feel about sex on the first night?
Sex on the first date is a hard pass for me. Hard pass. I feel like as a woman, whether you believe women should be able to or not, I think it diminishes your value in a man's mind. And I think there's chemistry and there's like sexuality and tension if you make a man wait. And I think also as a woman, you get a better idea of who the man is and if he's really into you if you wait, as opposed to just having sex with him. And I don't know, I like to make a man wait.
But do you think that a woman's gonna perceive a man's value as lower after he gives it up to her on the first night?
I don't think so. No.
Yeah,
I don't think so. I think
it's the other way around.
I don't think women look at it that way.
Why not?
I've never met a man that was not willing to do something on the first date. But hey, I'm all about energy. If the energy's right, fuck around and find out.
Now, let me just say this. The babe with the black and red on, she can get it, right? Let me say that, right? And to me, her publicly saying the things that she is saying would not dissuade me from hollering at her. Okay, I don't give a damn what she's saying publicly. See, she is saying all the right things for men that judge women who are promiscuous, women who dress in a provocative manner, men who are looking to be in relationships. She is saying all the right things for that type of man. But your boy, I see right through it. I see right through it. I see right through it. I see right through it, right? See, again, what she's saying publicly wouldn't deter me at all. I'm like, because you got to understand, a woman will meet a man and have sex with him the same night. Then the very next weekend, she'll meet another man and she'll basically tell him, I ain't that type of girl. I don't get down like that. So the woman in a white, she basically said it. It's about the energy. Fuck around and find out. See, when I said earlier, you will have some women, they're at a point in their life where if they happen to come upon a man who's the right man and they're feeling each other and they're both down to pursue a relationship, then women are like, all right, well, if I happen upon a guy that I feel that way about and he felt that way about me, cool, we can explore that. But sometimes women out here, I'm just doing my thing. If I find a man sexually appealing and he does it for me, shit, I'm gonna gargle his nuts tonight, right? So you will have women that they're like, hey, the energy. If I'm feeling the guy and I want to fuck him, I'll fuck him. Right now, you might have some women, they might have a rule where they don't have sex on the first night. But that don't mean they won't fuck you tomorrow. Y'all know how many times, man, I went out and I met a chick at a club or a bar or a lounge or whatever, and we talking and it's getting sexual. And, you know, I try to pull her out the spot and take her to the crib. And she like, oh, no, I'm not going home with you tonight. But the very next day, or maybe a couple of days later, she at the crib and we fucking. Because what some women will do is they'll say, yeah, I want to have sex with him, but I don't want him to think I'm that easy. So in a way, she is still trying to get you to perceive her a certain way. She's still trying to kind of protect her public persona, right? If y'all remember, okay, my slogan, let's be hoes together. There's a reason, because I dealt with chicks that would say that, oh, I don't want you to think I'm a hoe. Girl, I don't think you're a hoe. You know, if I thought you was a hoe, I got to look at myself as a hoe, because we both about to do this. And they would giggle and laugh, then we would go fuck, right? Because women are always cognizant of how men view them and the judgment cast upon women because they're being sexual. And my thing is, that's how it's supposed to be. If I'm dealing with a woman and she views me sexually, that I look at it like that's how it's supposed to be. I would have it no other way. So why would I judge a woman? I wouldn't judge a woman for that. Right? That's how it's supposed to be for me. That's how I look at it. Right? Matter of fact, damn it, I don't think I saved it, so I can't show y'all. I got to do a whole video about this shit, but I'll this other shit. But that's a whole nother thing. So I'm kind of rambling now. But let me get to some of these other questions. Again, if you got a question, put a Q in the chat, followed by your question. So he says, sometimes I overshare information. How do I stop that habit? Stop oversharing. I just said it. See, here's the reality, right? This is your problem. Mike, this is your problem. And a lot of guys do the same thing. See, a lot of you guys, you're so worried about offending women. You're so worried about women getting upset that you hide yourself. You camouflage or you conceal your true intentions. So what happens is when you hide yourself or you are afraid, and that's what it really is, when you're afraid to tell women what you really want to do to them, right? What you really about, then you got to search for things to say to kind of work around what you really want to say. And in your bid to be indirect and to work around the things you really want to say, you end up talking about a bunch of shit you don't want to talk about. So what happens is, because you're not in control of the situation, you are allowing your fear to control you, you end up talking about a bunch of shit that you shouldn't be discussing. And you end up oversharing. And I'm going to tell you something. If you're dealing with a woman who is attracted to you and she's pondered the possibility of having sex with you, you oversharing could literally change her mind. where she's like, you know what? At first, I was thinking about going home with him, but now I'm not. So for all you guys, think about it like this. For all you guys that's ever been in a night spot and you met a young lady and y'all hit it off right away and y'all are making out, you getting all touchy-feely. She's sitting all on your lap, kissing all on you and shit. And what happens is when you try and take her home or you try to make something happen, a lot of times what happens is she'll change her mind and she'll be like, no, because there was something you did in or said in the interaction. Now, it might not make her not want to have sex with you, but she could say, you know what, I was going to go home with him, but the fact that we've been talking for 30 minutes, because this is what y'all do, right? The moment you realize a woman is into you, stop talking, take her home, right? But what a lot of you guys do, you end up enjoying yourself a little too much, and you have a 30-minute conversation when within the first 5 minutes, she was already there. She was already like, I'm with it. But you spend an extra 25 minutes talking. So now what happens is you start to say things where she begins to look at you differently. Like, yeah, I mean, I'm still feeling them. But now that he shared that bit of information with me, now I might want to see what else I can get out of it. I might want to see whether or not I can possibly pursue something that may lead to a relationship. One of the things that I tell some of my clients is this. If all you want is sex initially, or if all you want is a fuck buddy situation initially, now you can change your mind, right? You can have a fuck buddy scenario with a young lady, and after a couple of months, you can be like, you know what, I like her. And then you can start dating her, right? You can change your mind. You don't have to stay with just the sex shit. You can always elevate her beyond just sex if you felt like she's worthy of that, right? But a lot of times, if all you want is sex initially or a fuck buddy scenario, all you should introduce a woman to is door number one. Behind door number one is dick. What a lot of you guys do is because you're talking too much, you're oversharing, is you introduce women to door number two. Behind door number two is dick and possibilities. The possibilities is if I fuck him now, I might not get to know him beyond just sex. I might not get to experience him beyond just sex. I want to see where the possibilities take me, right? Because I already know he's sexually attracted to me. I'm feeling him too. So I could fuck him now if I wanted to, but let me not. Let me wait, right? So when you do too much of this, dick and possibilities is what you introduce women to. Now, if you're the type of guy where you're interested in more than just sex and you want to introduce her to dick and possibilities, do what you do. But if all you want is just sex, at least right now, she should never see door number two. And your actions and the shit that you decide to talk about, that's going to show her whether or not she understands. If I fuck with him, I got to fuck him. Because if I'm not going to have sex with him, I can tell he's the type of guy, he ain't going to give me the time of day, right? If all you want is sex, you need to present that type of energy to a woman, okay? No matter how she feels about it. You can't be worried about her fucking feelings. You can't. Okay, so he says, so the most genuine and sexual attraction or sex appeal, you have any vids on increasing our sex appeal? Man, I'm sure I do. I'm sure I do. Here's the thing, okay? See, when you start talking about material things and money, these are all man-made things. These things don't exist in nature. Cars, homes, money, currency. These things do not exist in nature. These are man-made things. So you got to ask yourself, before the invention of currency, when there was no money, when people were just trading goods, how were people having sex? Back when people were living in caves, no, not even people, just mankind, right? You know, before the evolution of men, there was no currency. So all there was sexual attraction, but it wasn't sexual attraction then. Basically, it was just mating. right? Finding someone to mate with, right? So if you look at it like this, and I hate to compare human to animals, but for the sake of me illustrating my point, if you look at animals, right? Baboons, lions, birds, whatever, right? Typically what happens is when it comes to mating, when it comes to a lion or a gorilla, for instance, shout out to the silverback, right? When it comes to them, the females, they're going to mate with the strongest, most dominant male, the alpha male. That's what they're going to do. That's how they mate, right? That's their selection criteria. The most dominant one. That's what they're going to do. Okay. When it comes to men and women, it ain't no different. I mean, because we're intelligent species, there's more reasoning that's applied to the interaction. With animals, there is no reasoning. The most dominant one, the most dominant male is going to get it, right? And the most dominant male oftentimes is going to mate with all the females, right? This is why you have the up and coming lion. He's going to fight the leader, the head lion, the most dominant one. The new lion coming up, when he get of age, he's like, all right, it's my turn to mate with all these females. And I'm going to fight you for the right to mate. And if I beat you, it's either going to be a fight to the death or you're going to yield and you're going to leave. You're going to leave the pride. And now these female lions, they're mine now, right? So when we bring it to humans, right, you're going to have women where they reason with themselves as who the fuck and who not the fuck, because there's different things that play, right? There's different things going on. So when you talk about money and material things, resources and all that other shit, you're going to have women say, I'm not sexually attracted to him, but he got money. I don't really want to fuck him, but he got money, so I'll deal with him. So if a woman is not sexually attracted to you, and if she can get some money up out of you without fucking you, she will. Now, some women, what they'll do is, depending on how bad they want access to your resources and how generous you are, they might say, you know what, I'm not sexually attracted to him, but I'll trade. I'll barter. I'll trade my body for his money. And that's just the reality of it, right? But when we talk about genuine sexual attraction, there's always going to be women that come into contact with men that they're sexually attracted to, where they say, he don't have to have money. He don't have to buy me nothing. He don't have to take me nowhere. He don't have to have a fly whip. He can have a Toyota Corolla. But that guy right there, that guy that has a Rolls Royce, if he had a Toyota, I wouldn't fuck with him. He got a Rolls Royce, I'll fuck with him. But that other guy who got a Toyota, he don't even need a car. If he had a bus pass, I'll still fuck him. And a lot of guys, truth be told, a lot of guys are mad at that. If you pay attention to a lot of this shit that guys are talking, they're mad at that. That's why they complain about women's choices in men and who women are fucking. They're mad that they went to college for all them years. They got all that student loan debt that they paying back for that good job that they got. They had to make all those personal sacrifices to get to where they're at in life, right? They got 2 cars. They got a nice house with a garage in a gated community, and they're having trouble with women. And if and when they do get women are using them. Then they looking at that guy right there that work at Walmart pushing baskets in the parking lot. He fucking the chicks that they wish he could fuck. And there are guys who are mad at that shit. Like, believe me when I tell you that. So he says, when it comes to flirting, is it good to flirt with women you find less attractive to practice? Okay, so me personally, right? There's typically 2 types of flirting. Playfully flirting and sexually flirting, right? I flirt with women all the time, right? But if I'm dealing with a woman that I'm not sexually attracted to, I don't take it there, right? I don't take it there, right? So an example would be if I go to a convenience store, liquor store, or dry cleaner, or whatever, and I see a young lady that I typically see, and maybe she usually wears a ponytail. She got her hair up, but now she got her hair styled. Maybe she got her nails done. I've never seen her with her hair down and her nails done. So I'm going to speak to them. I'll be like, oh, look at you. You clean up good, girl. Look at you with your hair down. Hey, that should look good on you. That should look good on you. Look at you got your nails done. Look at you. You looking all sexy. Who you trying to impress tonight, right? So that's flirting, right? But I'm not trying to fuck her though, right? So you can flirt with a woman that you're not trying to have sex with. What you don't want to do is try and act like you want to have sex with her when you really don't. You want to chill with how far you go with it. So Common Ground says, what are some things you must do before and during sex? Bro, you got to elaborate. I don't know what you mean. That's too broad. You gotta elaborate. You got to elaborate, fam. Because I don't want to try and guess. And shout out to Zora Mina, you know what I'm saying? The only lady in the chat that's present. Okay, and there might be some more watching. You know, they just off in the cut, a fly on the wall and shit. Feel free to chime in. Feel free to chime in. I don't bite. I nibble, but I don't bite. All right, so hold on real quick. Like that. Shout out to you. Shout out to you, Zora Mina. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. So hold on real quick. So the homie says, how do I handle the cock blocking friend when talking to women? Stop hanging with your friend. Yo, look, let me tell you something. I remember, let me tell y'all a story. And I'm going to kill multiple stones. You know, or I'm going to kill multiple birds with this one stone. I had a friend, and well, we're still friends. I just haven't talked to him in a while. And and he knows I got a YouTube channel, so he's probably watching right now. Now, I'm 5'9", right? And I'm saying my height for a reason. I'm 5'9". He is 6'7", almost a full foot taller than me. He's 6'7", I'm 5'9". So one day, we was in his car. I'm riding shotgun. And some of y'all that rock with me, y'all might remember this story. Like if y'all really rock with me going back a few years back, right? So his tall ass is driving. And he had a nice car, right? He had a nice whip. And the homie had no problem with women whatsoever, right? So he driving, we pull up to a club. And we pull up to the, like when you walk into a club, as you walking across the parking lot, a lot of people are kind of standing out there, right? They're either walking to and from their cars or they're just kind of hanging out. So as we're driving past this group of people, there was a group of women, about 3, 4, maybe 5 women, 3 to 5 women. They were walking in front of his car. So he honks his horn. All of the women came to the driver's side. So they're all looking in the car. He's introducing himself, shaking her hand. He introduces me. The woman he was the most interested in, which was the most attractive woman in the group. He's talking to her. He's kicking it to her. So she looks at me for a little while. And after we shake hands, she kind of looks at me. So as he's trying to talk to her, she stops him. And she says, I want to talk to your friend, meaning me. So she walks around to the driver's side. To the passenger side. And this is what he says with his cock blocking ass. I hope you're watching, nigga. This is what he says. Why are you talking to that nigga? I'm the one that got the car. That's what he said, right? And she said, why are you hating on your friend? So it was at that juncture that I realized, when I go out, I probably can't hang with this nigga no more. You know what I'm saying? Because if he's talking to a woman who's more interested in me than him, he gonna say some more hating shit, right? So that's where you gotta understand there's friends you can go out with and there's friends you gotta leave at home. Like I got partners right now I'll play pool with, I'll go bowling with, I might grab a drink with, you know what I'm saying? Like real quick and shit like that. But when it comes to, hollering at women and getting that babes, I ain't fucking with you, right? I still got love for them, but I ain't fucking with you. Conversely, I got partners that I've known throughout the years. They weren't really good with women. And when I would go out with them, they would be cramping my style, man. They would kind of kill the whole shit. So I'm like, I got to leave him at home because he's not a good wingman and shit, right? Because he's shy as hell. He's awkward as hell. I got love for him, but I got to leave him at home, right? And a lot of times as a man, you just got to go out by yourself sometimes. Right? So So real quick, Cole still said, isn't that disrespect if she makes you wait? She thinks you're the nice guy. See, you can't look at her like that. You can't look at a woman making you wait for sex as disrespect. Okay. And the reason why you can't look at her like that is because she don't know you and she don't owe you. She don't owe you sex. That would be like a woman telling me, if I'm dealing with a woman and all I want is sex, and she tells me, you're so fucking disrespectful. You don't want to get to know me. You don't want to date me. And I'm looking at her like, how am I disrespectful? You know, I don't want nothing else from you but that. That's not disrespectful. I'm just being honest, right? See, a lot of people, they can't handle honesty because it makes them feel some type of way. But it's not disrespect if she makes you wait, Cold Steel. She is just not sexually attracted to you. Either she is not sexually attracted to you at all, or she is not as sexually attracted to you as she is this other guy. It's not disrespectful. So you can't, that energy of it's, see that when you look at it as she's being disrespectful, that's that energy that makes you have vitriol for women. And you shouldn't be mad at women, right? All you should know is, hey, she ain't feeling me. Let me move on to the next chick. But you shouldn't feel no type of way about it, right? A woman should never get you in your feelings because she don't want to fuck you. It's like, all right, cool. She don't want to fuck me. Just like if you're dealing with a woman who's having sex with you and you want more than just sex, but she doesn't, you still shouldn't be mad. You should check yourself and you should be like, damn, I'm catching feelings. Shorty ain't. Either let me check myself and let me fall back and just keep it sexual, or if I can't and I'm getting clingy and needy and I can't help it, then I just need to leave her alone before I end up just acting goofy behind her, right? You got to check yourself, man. I told you guys, I had to do that. I had to check myself and fall back because I felt myself, you know what I'm saying, getting all like, ooh, I'm feeling her. And I'm like, she don't look at it the same way. So let me fall back. But I never acted funny though. I wasn't acting goofy, right? I just realized I started to feel a certain way. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even gonna say, you know what I'm saying? That's I gotta, you know what I'm saying? Y'all got a super chat for me to go on with that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because if I'm gonna say anything that's gonna make me look goofy, you know what I'm saying? I gotta, y'all gotta, put some money on it and shit, right? Truth hurts. It hurts. Look, when you want somebody and they don't want you the way you want them, for some people it bothers them. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't, in my opinion, it shouldn't. It shouldn't really bother you. You know what I'm saying? You should be like, all right, well, shorty ain't feeling me. All right, fuck it. Or for women, he ain't feeling me. Now, the only time, if for women, I get it. The only time I can see women feeling some type of way is when guys give the misleading impression that they like the woman more than what she does or more than what he does, right? And this is why I tell guys, stop letting women spend the night with you. Stop taking showers with them. Stop taking trips with them. If you don't look at them as a girlfriend, right, then don't do all of that shit, right? Because if a woman starts to like you, she gonna want that title eventually. She gonna want that label. And if she tells you about it and you be like, oh, no, girl, no, I ain't trying to do all of that. She looking at you like, then why are you doing all of this? Why all this romance shit? Why are you putting rose petals on the bed before we fuck? Why are we having candlelit dinners and shit? Why are you taking me on road trips with you? Right? And she gonna ask that question. Now, part of it is on her too, because the moment she saw that you really wasn't serious, she has the option to vacate the premises. She has the option to say, I can't fuck with him. He got me all in my feelings and shit. And I can tell that he's enjoying the girlfriend, boyfriend energy, but he really don't want, the commitment or whatever. So let me leave him alone, right? So women, y'all shouldn't be arguing with these dudes either. I'm saying, hey, truth hurts. Right? It works both ways, baby. It works both ways. All right, so hold on. So real quick. All right, so TC says, what's the difference between being assertive versus being too demanding with the woman? Okay, I got you. Being assertive is you just telling women what it is, right? It's just, being assertive is just, you can say assertiveness is a mix of leadership, masculinity, transparency, and even a little bit of dominance. Is you just being you being confident enough to express yourself without worrying about how people feel. So if I tell a young lady, for instance, let's say a young lady calls me up and I tell her, hey, come to the crib. And she say, I ain't trying to fuck you. I just met you. All I'm gonna say is, all right, well, look, if you change your mind, you got the number, feel free to hit me up. Right? Being demanding is, come on, girl. Come on, girl. Look, come on, just come over. Why you fronting? Right now I'm being demanding. Right? I'm basically begging for pussy, right? And that's some sucker shit. You should never beg a woman for anything. Right? All you do is make your intentions known. If a woman is with it, then she's with it. If she ain't, leave her alone. You know what I'm saying? Don't keep trying to convince her to do something. Right? Or another part of being demanding is if, let's say, you're dating a woman casually, or not even dating, you're seeing a woman casually, and you call her up and you ask her to come over, and she says, oh, I can't right now. And you ask her, what are you doing? And she says, oh, I got a date. I'm about to go out. And you tell her, why are you fucking with other dudes? Why are you going out with other dudes? See, that's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? You got me thinking we got something going on. See, if you're going to be fucking with me, you can't be fucking with nobody else. That's being demanding. Okay, you should not make any demands of a woman, ever, right? Let women show you how they feel about you, right? If a woman wants to stop dating other men, let her do that on her own. You know what I'm saying? You never want a woman to feel forced into something, or you never want a woman to feel a sense of obligation, because you will have some women, because they want to be your girlfriend, they will begrudgingly or reluctantly give in to your demands. Like, okay, all right. But they don't really want to do it, though. Okay, they're only doing it because they want the title. They want to be your girlfriend, so they'll do it. But you're going to have all types of problems, though, right? And a lot of times, those women will be the first ones to cheat on you when they're getting into something where they don't really want to do it, but they're doing it out of obligation. Like, you never want a woman to do that, bro. You let women chill and just let women bring that energy your way, and you just pick and choose whether or not you want to fuck with it. So Chills Luciano says, do you think it's better to go out solo and meet women? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Because going out by yourself it's almost like you moving out of your parents' home, where you're ridding yourself of that safety net, right? Of that comfort, right? When you live with somebody and they pay the majority of the bills, or they're splitting bills with you, there's always that safety net of, I can do other shit with my money because there's another person right there, either paying the majority of the bills or all of the bills, right? So same thing when you go out with your friends, there's always that safety net of, if I got one of my partners with me and I'm kind of lame with the conversation, and I got a friend that's gregarious and he's an extrovert and all of that, he's good at being the life of the party and carrying conversations with multiple people. So I can kind of ride the wave of what he's creating, right? You kind of rid yourself of having to depend on that. And then you got to depend on yourself. Because what you really want to do, you want to get better at talking to multiple women seamlessly and easily. Just like you can talk to one woman by yourself or by herself, you want to be able to talk to groups of women the same way, where you don't miss a beat, where you literally can navigate like that, and it ain't no problem, right? So go out by yourself, fam. So kind of says, what type of sexual position? Bro, you got to figure that out for yourself. Why are you asking me these questions, fam? That depends, bro. Okay, look, let me just say this. That's why you have sex, to figure out what you like. Okay, you might not like what I like, right? That's why when you talk to women, okay, you had that type of conversation about what she likes, what you like, and then y'all kind of merge that shit together. Because I'll just use myself as an example. I got sexual positions that I like, that some women like and some women don't like. So not all women are gonna like what you like. So it doesn't matter what your favorite sexual position is. Not all women are gonna like the shit that you like. So come on, man, you gotta figure that shit out for yourself. Right. So he says, K Dagon, why would you not cut off that dude hating on you? He just showed you the pile of trash he is. Nah, bro. Look, fam. I didn't look at it as he's a pile of trash. I just looked at it as, for the most part, I got love for this dude. He just did some sucker shit. See, you got to understand people, right? You got to understand that when you put people in certain environments, because we're multifaceted people, right? There's not one side to us. So when you put people in certain scenarios or certain environments, they show you how they're able to handle it, right? So another example is you might have a girl that you're dealing with, and you know you can't take her nowhere where there's alcohol. Like if you're having if one of your peoples is having a get together, 4th of July, Memorial Day get together and shit, okay, you know she can't handle her alcohol. So when I deal with her, and this is assuming you're dealing with her at all, I know when I deal with her, she can't be drinking around me. So I know when I go places where there's other people and there's alcohol, I can't take her because I can't be trying to babysit her ass all night because she's liable to have too much to drink and start talking shit, right? Now, I would say don't even deal with women like that at all. But there are some guys that will. Like I'll give you an example. Okay, I had an ex. Okay, now, any woman I've ever seriously dated, none of them were drinkers like that. I don't really like women who drink a lot. I don't mind women who drink every now and again, but I don't like women who just drink a lot all the time. I can't do it. So I had this one ex. She was not a drinker, but I remember one time, I think we were in Las Vegas, and she had a little too much to drink, and she was talking shit to people. So I snatched her up. I'm apologizing to people on her behalf. I snatched her up, and I took her to the room right quick, and I waited until she sobered up, and I just told her about herself, and I basically said, "Yo, when you and I go out and we do things in public, you can't drink. I don't even want you sipping on nothing. You can't drink at all, right?" And it was all because of that one situation. And if we were just chilling at the house, cool, she can sip on whatever. But if we were doing anything in public, you can't drink, right? And she didn't have a problem drinking. Like, she wasn't an alcoholic. She was a lightweight. She was just one of those chicks that couldn't handle her alcohol. So I'm like, no more alcohol for you in public, right? So again, I didn't cut her off altogether. I just understood that in certain environments and scenarios, I got to watch her, right? And I got to be mindful of that. So with him, I just understood, what I'm saying? We were cool everywhere else. Just when it came to women, I can't hang with this nigga, right? But beyond that, what I'm saying? He was a homeboy of mine for years. I'm saying? I just didn't see that side of him until that night, right? And let me say this. Let me not lie. There were little signs. There were little red flags and hints that he might be on that type of shit. But it wasn't until that night where I really saw it. And I'm like, there were signs that he might be on this type of shit. I'll give you an example. I'll just tell you this story to where I can show you that I already saw it. Right. So there was one time where we went out, and I think it was a Friday night. And the very next day, Saturday, we were going out of town. Right. At the time, my twin brother, he was in college. Right. So we were going to go out of town to go to the college he was at to kind of hang out there. Right. So that night we went out, and he met this young lady. Right, very, very, very attractive young lady. Very, very attractive. To this day, I'm telling y'all, I really don't harp on how women look, but to this day, I have never seen a woman in person that looked better than her. And this was when I was young, right? So there was no BBLs. Nothing about her was fake. It was all natural. To this day, I ain't never seen a woman that was attractive as she was, right? So he met her. Right. I didn't meet nobody that, right? So that night she was down to have a one-night stand with him. Right. So because I was with him, right? She basically took us back to her spot, right? So she had a 1-bedroom spot downtown, right? So they went to the bedroom, right? I'm on the couch, you know what I'm saying? With my little bitch ass with a little blanket. She thought, give a nigga a little blanket, a little pillow. I'm on the couch, right? So her bedroom was right across from where I was laying on the couch. So I hear her say, I hear it, right? Now, I'm laying on the couch, mind you. I hear her say, you know, I feel kind of bad because your friend is all out there by himself. We should invite him in here with us, right? So basically, she was trying to tell him she wanted to be, you know, she wanted 2 dicks, right? Basically, what she was trying to tell this dude that, right? So when I heard her say that, I sat up like this. And I'm literally waiting for him to open the door, right? And I just assumed, you know what I'm saying, that he was, yeah, she wanted to train, right? So I heard him say, he's good where he's at. So when I heard him say that shit, I'm like, oh, he wanted them, right? He wanted them, right? So, and this is how karma comes back. When you dudes be trying to cuff chicks, right? Because this is what guys do. When guys run into chicks that are super, super attractive, especially attractive women, and they never had a woman that attractive, they try and cuff them. So what ended up happening was, not only did he not smash that night, she wouldn't even let him fuck after that. After he did that, she wouldn't even let him fuck. I heard him in there trying to talk her into it after that. She was like, no, I'm just going to go to sleep. So she wouldn't even let him smash after that. So the next day, Saturday, we're en route to the college. He's trying to call her all fucking day. Literally, he's calling her multiple times. We get to the college. Now, we got there on a Saturday. We didn't leave until like Monday. So the whole weekend, he blowing up her fucking phone. She don't return his call, nothing. She just basically ghosts him. And I'm laughing at him, and I tell him, that's what you get. That's what you get for trying to cuff her. So she basically stopped fucking with him. So I'm just, hey, you know, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And to this day, I'll laugh at him about that shit. That's what you get, bro. So anyway, so he says, not to get mad, but I meant, if she expects to settle for the friend zone, is it the man's fault if he does? Bro, a woman cannot put you in the friend zone. A woman can attempt to lead you to the friend zone, but I'll put it like this. There is no man who is in a friend zone that doesn't want to be there. If you are in the friend zone as a man, it's because you want to be there. It's because you're so thirsty. You're so desperate to either have sex with her and or to have a relationship with her that you're just waiting around hoping you get your shot one day, right? You put yourself there, right? See, here's the thing. I'll put it to you another way. Let's say I go out and I meet a woman, and the very first night I try and take her home and have sex with her. No, better yet, I'll do it another way. Let's say I meet a young lady and then I offer a date. I take her out on a date, and we meet a few days later, a week later, we go out on a date. And let's say I try and take her home, right? And she ain't trying to go home with me. She's like, no, not tonight. You know, maybe some other time, but not tonight. I'm not going to sit there and say, man, I wonder if there was some other dude that had sex with her on the first date. I wonder if there was some other dude. I wonder if she let some other dude hit it right away. Why I got to wait until the second time? I don't look at it that way. I look at it like, all right, cool, whatever, right? And let's say I tell her, hey, yeah, we can get together again, but if we get together again, it's going to be at my spot. And she say, cool, I'm with that. And then we link up for a second time and we have sex. I'm not going to sit there all in my feelings wondering if some other guy got it on the first date and why I had to wait till the second date. It's not that serious. It's not that serious. It's not that serious. Guys, y'all got to remember, as a man, there's always going to be men that women encounter that they want to have sex with more than you. Just like there's always going to be men that women encounter that they want to have sex with you more than them. It's just the way it is. It's part of the course, bro. It's part of the course. When you meet women, they're always evaluating you, right? They're always assessing what they're going to do with you, right? Here's the key. If you deal with women strictly on your terms, you ain't got to worry about where you're at on a totem pole. If you deal with women strictly on your terms, you never got to concern yourself with where you're at on the totem pole. Right? You ain't never got to, like, I'll give you another example. I got an ex and or a chick I used to deal with, and she probably watching this shit right now because she watched my shit too. I remember when we were dealing with each other, we were talking about anal sex, right? And to me, anal sex is not really my thing. Like, I really don't really, I mean, I've done it before with chicks, but it's not really my thing. Like, I can care less, right? But we just got to talking about it. And she said, I'm not letting you put that thing there, right? This is what she said. I'm not letting you, you're not putting that shit, you're not, right? So because it was not my thing, I didn't sweat it. I'm like, all right, whatever. So years later, her and I were having a conversation. And I don't know how we got on the topic. But she said, she told me about this guy she was dealing with, and she let that nigga do it. Right? She let him do it. She wouldn't let me do it, but she let him do it. And she told me about that shit, and I just looked at her and I'm like, you ain't shit, right? But jokingly, right? But because it wasn't my thing, I didn't care, right? I said all that to say this. There are going to be women who let dudes do shit to them that they don't let you do. But as long as you're getting what you want out of the situation, man, you shouldn't care about that shit. Like, I was not mad at it. I was just like, she's funny, right? But, you know, it could have been, because here's the thing, and I put it to you like this. I want guys to think about something. The more you are a woman's type, okay, now listen what I'm telling you. The more that you are a woman's type, I'm talking about physically, I'm talking about everything about you. Like, if you're her type, like, that's the type of guy I go for. The more you're her type, the more she's going to be willing to do shit. The quicker she's going to be willing to do shit with you, and the more open she's going to be to do shit. Right? I need you guys to understand that. Now, it doesn't mean she won't have sex with other men who aren't her type, because a woman can be sexually attracted to you, but you're not really her type. Right? Like, you're like the second tier guy. He's the first tier guy, right? So the more open the more you're her type, the more she's going to be willing to do shit because you're her type, right? So you got to understand, when it comes to men, when it comes to a woman's quote unquote type, women don't run into their type as often as other guys, right? So a woman can be attracted to all different types of men. But when it comes to her type, she might not run into her type that often. So when she runs into her type, she going all out for her type. You know what I'm saying? Understand that. And I understand that. I'm not mad at it. I get it. Right? And so should you, right? You shouldn't be tripping on it. You should be like, as long as I'm getting what I want, I don't care what she got. Okay? As long as I'm getting... Okay, this dude is asking me this goofy ass question. I'm not even going to ask that. I'm not even going to... Okay, hold on. Let me get to this other question. Okay. So he said, so Big Gouda says, to get rid of my goofy shyness, when I go to the bar or club or go introduce myself to the first group of women I see, as soon as I walk, they continue to, what? Hold on. Introduce. And see as soon, bro. Y'all, please, can y'all proofread y'all stuff, man, so I don't got to do edits while I'm trying to read it, or I can continue talking to women, bro. If you're shy, if you got any type of shyness or anything like that, you need to figure out why that is. But I would recommend that you focus on dealing with one woman, because if you're shy dealing with one woman, bro, you're not gonna be able to talk to a group of women. That you're not at that level. Right? Like, look, we all guys, you got to stick to the script. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand who you are, right? You got to understand I'm not at that level. No, you got to play your position, right? You got to play your position, right? Not guys. Unfortunately, not all guys are created equal. Now, and I'm not talking about at birth. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about as we grow into men and as we get out there in the world and we're dealing with the opposite sex. Not all men are created equal. And I'm not talking about looks. I'm not talking about looks, money. I'm not talking about none of that. I'm talking about personality. I'm talking about charisma, charm, the way that we speak to women, the way that we conduct ourselves and all of that. We're not all created equal. There are going to be some guys, they just have almost a natural knack for talking to women. It's just, they look like naturals at it. It just comes to them effortlessly. Like when you see them interacting with women, it's like, it's something to behold because they just know what they're doing. They just got it like that. And there's other guys where you got to work at it a little bit more. And you just don't have that type of charm, right? And some of that could be where you might have a young man who grew up around, like, all his uncles were players. His dad is a player. Maybe he got older brothers. They're all players, right? So he just grew up around certain things. So when he starts dealing with women, all of that shit that he got from his uncles, his father, and his older brothers, so he just, because he got it at a young age, he's perfected it. He's mastered it by the time he gets into his 20s or 30s, right? Where if you're the type of guy, if you grew up around your dad and he's with your mom, but your mom is running shit, and your dad is a happy wife, happy life type of guy. Your mom, okay, and you got some uncles that are pretty much the same way, and all your friends, they kind of lame and shit, and they really don't know how to talk to women. You don't have nothing to sponge off of, right? So you got to get it the hard way. You got to get it out the mud. You got to trials and tribulations. You just got to go out there and just start. Now, if you're learning via trials and tribulations, it's going to take you forever. It's going to take you a long fucking time. But when you actually have people you can talk to and you can sponge off of, you're going to learn shit quicker, right? That's just the way the shit goes. That's anything in life. Whenever you have someone you can learn the ropes from, right, you're going to learn quicker. You're going to pick up on shit quicker. That's just the way shit goes, right? That's why for me, when I hear certain guys talk, I'm like, you ain't got no friends that are good with women. You ain't got no older brothers. You ain't got no cousins. You ain't got no coworkers. Because what I would tell guys is, if you know there are guys that are good with women, I'm not talking about guys who lie to women. They're not. If you got to lie to women, you're not good with women. If you got to use money to get women to fuck with you, you're not good with women. And I'm talking about a guy that's a straight up dude. He ain't got to lie. He tells the truth, and he still gets it how he wants it, right? If you got friends that are like that, you need to spend some time with them. You need to go out with them. You need to go out with them. When they're talking to women, you need to be right there. You know what I'm saying? Taking all of that shit in, listening, peeping how he's moving, and asking that motherfucker questions, right? Like, it ain't no different. Like, if you go to a bar by yourself and you see a guy or some guys, they just have that natural knack for talking to women, go buy that motherfucker a drink. Go buy him a drink, right? Go buy him a drink, chop it up with him a little bit, and inevitably, either some women are going to walk up in the vicinity or he's going to approach women. You walk around, you chopping it up with him, sipping on a drink. He's talking to women, you right there, right? So now you're kind of peeping how he's moving. He might be like, yo, this is my boy Jeff. Yeah, he's cooler than a motherfucker, right? So now you're in the midst of a guy who know what he's doing, and all you got to do is tell him, hey, man, you cooler than a motherfucker, man. Hey, is this a spot you normally frequent? He might be like, yeah, man, I'll come here every fucking week. Be like, all right, cool. All right, man, I'm going to holler at you next week. You know what I'm saying? And then, the next week you just show up. If you see him, y'all chop it up. And what typically happens is y'all might befriend each other. Y'all might exchange contact information. Be like, yeah, man, hit me up, man. You know what I'm saying? I've met guys like on basketball courts, like playing basketball, right? Playing basketball with dudes. we chopping it up, and one guy might say, "Hey man, what y'all doing later on tonight? You know, we're going to such and such spot." And they'll be like, "All right, we'll meet y'all there." Then you meet them there, and then you see that, oh, these guys are good with women like I am. All right, cool. I got some new niggas to hang around with, right? And a lot of the guys that I hung around, that's how I met them. I met them on basketball courts, right? And then we just started hanging around, and then I realized, all right, these guys get it like I get it. Cool. Then we just became friends. And years later, the tall nigga, the 6 foot, that's how we met. We met on the basketball court, right? That's exactly how we met. And we just started, and the same day that we met, we said, "Hey man, let's get together later on tonight and go to this spot and get at the babes." And we just went out, and at first I didn't see all that hating in them, know what I'm saying? But you know. So hold on real quick. Let me get to some more questions. All right, so he says, how would you go about it if she's a virgin, saving herself for marriage? She just want to be friends. Bro, I'm not being friends with no woman, dog. I told y'all before, bro. The only way I would deal with a woman that I'm sexually attracted to, who don't want to have sex with me, the only way I'm going to deal with her is if she got some friends, some attractive friends that she can hook me up with. Right? I'm basically going to be her homeboy that's running through her friends. And I've met women like that, where I met them and they weren't really feeling me. And they told me straight up, I might got some friends that, you know, they might like you. Or you're not really my type, but I think I got some friends where you might be their type. I'm like, well, shit, introduce me then. So we cool on the strength that she got some friends she introducing me to. Or we can make some money together. Other than that, I ain't fucking with her. You know what I'm saying? And that's cool. If a woman wants to save herself for marriage, I'm not trying to convince her to do otherwise. I'm going to be like, I respect that. Assuming that she's telling the truth, because you never know if women are lying or not, right? Look, I never assume women are lying, and I never assume that they're telling the truth. I don't know, and I don't care. All I know is I want to do X, Y, Z. She doesn't. Her reasons for it, I don't care about. Whether she's telling the truth or not, I don't care about. So if she tells me she's a virgin and she's saving herself for marriage, I'm like, all right, I respect that. Well, hey, good luck to you. Good luck to you. And then that's it. I ain't got nothing else to say to her after that. So, but I'm not trying to be her friend for what? Look, I don't need female friends. I got homies. I got partners. What are we gonna do? Talk on the phone? What the fuck I want to talk on? What the fuck could we possibly have to talk about on the phone? What? You know what I'm saying? What we gonna go out and I'm gonna buy her drinks and shit? You know what I'm saying? We gonna kick it? So this chick that I'm sexually attracted to, I'm gonna go out with her and buy her drinks. Then I'm gonna watch all the other dudes that want to fuck her holler at her. No, thank you. You doing that shit, right? So anyway, so Brandon says, how do I stop caring about what others think of me and my opinions? Brandon F. Bro, you should know better than to ask me that, Brandon. I ain't heard from you in a minute, Brandon. Okay, you just gotta stop caring. A lot of this shit, guys, it's not all that hard. You just gotta flip that switch in your mind where you literally are night and day, where you're like, you know what? I've been trying it this way for the better part of my adult life, and it's not working for me. Let me just try the complete opposite approach. And let me do this, and let me see what happens. You just got to stop doing what you're doing and just do the complete opposite. Right? See, the reason why you care what other people think is because you want to be liked, you want validation, you want to be accepted. When you get to the point where you're like, I don't give a fuck about no friends, I don't give a fuck who like me, who don't, I'm going to do me. And you got to have confidence that me doing me, I'm going to get exactly what I want out of life by doing me, by just being unapologetically me. I'm going to get what I want. The type of women that I want, I'm going to end up running into. Right? Whatever I want, I'm going to get. Right? You have to have the confidence in yourself to be yourself. See, when you say, how do I stop caring what others think about me and my opinions, that means you're not comfortable or confident being yourself. That means you're you're hiding inside. You're literally hiding inside. There's someone else inside that you're afraid to bring out. Okay, that's what it is. There's someone else inside. Remember, we're all multifaceted. There's more than one side to us. Okay, there's other sides to you that you are afraid to show to the world because you are afraid. Okay, what's the title? Women's public versus private image. Okay, men have the same shit going on. You have the same shit going on, meaning you camouflage yourself, right? You don't want to be perceived a certain way. So you hide yourself, you conceal yourself, right? This is why guys are indirect when they're talking. Being indirect is the ultimate camouflage. Okay, you're concealing yourself. And that's cool. You can get women to fuck with you when you're indirect, but you're not dealing with women on your terms, though. Okay, see, when you're indirect, you're purposely selecting types of things to say to women to keep them from rejecting you. You're purposely talking about different things to keep them from viewing you a certain way. This is why guys say, oh, you just can't bring up sex to every woman. Some women might have a problem with it, right? Because you're the type of guy you care what people think. That's why you would say such a thing. I don't give a fuck. I don't care if she got a problem with it. Because here's the thing. Bringing up sex right away, it's not about, shout out to the homie Steve the Dean, shout out to the homie. Bringing up sex right away, it's not about you being a horny dude that want to fuck. Now, how you bring it up, how you broach the topic of sex, how you express who you are sexually, how you do it speaks volumes. It speaks volumes of you. But just generally speaking, just bringing up sex, there's nothing wrong with that, right? But if you feel like, man, she gonna think I'm thirsty, right? The reason why you think that is because you've been conditioned to think that you got to tap dance around women. You know, I got to take it, you know, I got to play it cool. I got to take them out real, you know, and play it cool and act like I ain't really worried about the sex. But the whole time you're fantasizing about her. Whenever your phone pings, you're looking at your phone like, is it her? Is it her? Man, this chick got your mind. You're thinking about fucking her the whole time. But yet you're perpetrating a fraud. You're trying to pretend like you ain't thinking about that shit. But you are. Like, this is why this is precisely why a guy will take a woman out 2 or 3 times, and then he'll try and make his move for the sex, and a woman will say, you know, I don't really look at you like that. I mean, I think you're nice. I think you're sweet. Oh, fuck you, bitch. Oh, fuck you, man. You know I like you, man. You're playing with me, using me, and they get all mad. And the reason why you got all mad is because you was playing that role and you thought it was working. And then she let the air out of your cells by telling you, oh, no, you can't get this. And that's what you get for playing that role when you could have been a man and just manned up and told her from the get-go what you really wanted. And she would have told you right then and there, oh, hell no, baby, I don't look at you like that. And you would have saved all of that frustration, all of that angst, all of that vitriol, all of that time that you wasted. You would have saved all of that shit if you just would have manned the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's really about. When you the type of dude where you don't mind flirting with women, you don't mind showcasing or exhibiting your sexuality, right? You don't mind being who you are, right? So you being that way, it's not about, oh, I want to bust a nut, I want to fuck real quick. It's not about that. It's about, I'm showing women who I am. It's kind of like when people say I wear my heart on my sleeve. Okay, I wear my sexuality on mine. You know what I'm saying? I'm a sexual being. I'm a sexual man. I'll put it on Front Street. This is who I am. If a woman is feeling me sexually, she's going to love it. She's going to love the fact that I'm so confident to show that. She's going to love it. All right? A woman who ain't trying to fuck with me, she ain't going to appreciate it. Right? Now, let me just say this real quick. A woman who is not sexually attracted to you, but she has no desires to want to use you, she ain't really going to be mad. She's not really going to be mad. See, there's been times where women have told me straight up, oh, no, I don't view you that way. But damn, you confident though. I do appreciate a man that knows what he wants, but I'm not interested. And she just walked off. She wasn't mad. She didn't try and shame me. She didn't curse me out. See, when women try and shame you or curse you out, a lot of that, now, Pete, what I'm saying, a lot of that is you trying to remove the veil. Okay, let me say that shit again. A lot of times when you bring up sex very quickly to a woman who's not sexually attracted to you, she feels like you're trying to remove the veil. What's the veil? Her public image. How dare you talk to me like that? I ain't that type of woman. Yes, she is. She just ain't that type of woman for you. So because she has a carefully crafted public image or public persona, you bringing up sex too quickly angers her because she worked too hard to have herself be perceived a certain way for you to fuck it up by talking to her like she a two-bit hoe, right? And I'm not saying women are two-bit hoes because they fuck quickly, but some women will look at it that way because how dare you bring up sex so quickly because you're fucking with her public image, right? Because she worked too hard to want to be perceived a certain way, right? This is why some women will say, like I had a woman tell me earlier today, I don't know what kind of women you're used to dealing with. And when she said that shit, I'm like, you're the type of woman I'm used to dealing with. The difference between you and the other women is they don't hide it. You're trying to hide it. But you are just like the type of woman I'm used to dealing with. So when she said, I don't know what type of woman you're used to dealing with, what she is really saying is, I'm better than those women. I'm unlike any of those women you're dealing with. No, you're not. Okay, you're not better. And I told her that. I said, see, you're trying to act like you're better and more special than all these other women. And what it is because she has a carefully crafted public persona. She don't want to be grouped in with a certain segment of women. It's not that she privately, she's just like those women, but publicly, she doesn't want to be grouped in with those other women. She wants to separate herself publicly from these other. I need guys to understand. This is why you'll have some women, they will have a problem with women being overtly sexual publicly, right? And it's not that the women are being overtly sexual. They just don't want to get wrapped in or roped in and have all guys thinking that all women are like that, or that all guys can approach women like they approach her. They don't want that. It's not that they don't have sex. It's not that they don't get down on some casual sex shit. They just don't want to be perceived publicly as women that get down like that. Okay. But privately, they get down like that. Right? Hold on real quick. But see, I see through it. I see through it. And here's the thing. You're gonna have some women who, I think Alan Roger Curry, he called them erotic hypocrites. I think that's what he called them. Erotic hypocrites. He told a story to illustrate my point. He told a story of this one woman that he walked up to, and he was, speaking very sexual to her. And she was like, oh no, sir. I ain't that type of girl. But she went and told another woman, which was a mutual friend of theirs. She went and told him, hey, you know that guy, Alan? Yeah, girl, he approached me. And girl, he nasty, girl. He said XYZ. Girl, he had my pussy wet. But I didn't tell him that, though. So imagine you're talking to a woman sexually and you get her hot and bothered. But she never lets on that you did that. But instead, she plays that role. I ain't that type of girl. But yet, you said some shit that got her turned on. So again, she has a carefully crafted public persona. See, and here's the trip part. Alan probably could have offered a date to her, right? Took her out. And then during the date, he probably could have said some shit. And she probably would have been about it. She probably would have been about it. But he's like, real dude, like, man, I ain't finna play that role and pretend and try and beg my way to the pussy. I'm gonna let her know what it is right now. So he probably could have played that role, played along with her, and maybe got some ass. You know what I'm saying? But again, he's living in his truth and he ain't trying to waste no time with it. So, shout out to that brother. You know what I'm saying? So, guys, I'm not saying, again, that indirect shit, taking women out on dates and multiple dates, I'm not saying you can't get nothing popping with that. I'm just saying that you're dealing with that woman on her terms, though. Because my thing is this. Do you want to do the date? Okay. And here it is. I'm going to simplify it. This is how you know if you want to do the date or not. If you offer a date and a woman tells you, we ain't got to go out, we can just go back to your place and fuck. And you're like, okay, fuck it. This is how you know you a fake motherfucker then. This is how you know you fake. If you offer a date and a woman offers you the pussy right now and you said, fuck the date, let's go back to your crib, let's go back and fuck then. That's how you know you never wanted to do the date to begin with. Shout out to the homie Lucario. Shout out to him. He told a story of that precise thing happening where he offered a date. So I think he wanted to go get drinks with the chick. And the chick was like, no, we ain't got to do that. We could just get to the fucking. And he was like, yeah, show you right. We can get to the fucking right after you meet me for these drinks. Then we can leave and get to the fucking. See, that's how you know when a man is being a man. Because he is doing exactly what he wants to do. Although the woman is saying, you ain't got to buy me no drinks, we can fuck. He's saying, no. I didn't set up this date to fuck you. I set up this date because I want to go get drinks. So if you still want to fuck, we can do that after we get these drinks. See, that's when you're dealing with a woman on your terms. And that's a man for you. Because I'm sure he knew that, yeah, if I meet her for drinks, she can change her mind and not want to fuck. But I bet you he said, I don't care. I'm still getting these drinks whether she want to fuck or not. Because I'm doing what I want to do. I don't care what she want to do. I'm doing what I want to do no matter how it ends up. Most guys, they ain't built like that. Shout out to the whole Real Game No Theory podcast because all my boys, all of them, all my brothers, all of them, they built from that cloth. That's why I rock with them. And there's other guys who are also on a documentary. They're from that same cloth, that same ilk. We do it how we want to do it. Like, what's that motherfucking name? God, I can't think of his name. The Italian singer, Frank Sinatra. He got that song, I Did It My Way. That's exactly how I live my life. In every aspect of my life, including women. I did it my way. Met, we had sex, I did it my way. We met, we had sex for a while, we got into a relationship, I did it my way. We were in a relationship for a while, we got married, I did it my way. Every step of the way, my way. Exactly how I want it to go, by the numbers. It's going exactly how I want it to go. You know what I'm saying? My way. And if I can't get it my way, then I don't want it. I have no problem telling a babe, keep your pussy. Keep it. I don't want it. Keep it, baby. Keep your pussy. Like if a chick tell me, oh, if you don't take me out, you can't get this. Keep your pussy, baby. Keep it, baby. We ain't going out. Keep your shit, right? And let me tell you, tell a woman that shit and see how fast the fuck her up. Keep your pussy, I don't want it. Just like keep your pussy, I don't want it. And just walk off. Keep your pussy, I don't want it. You know what to do, just walk off. And see what happens. Just take my word for it. So hold on real quick. So let me get to y'all questions. I'm about to get up out of here, probably in the next 5 minutes or so. So if y'all got questions, man, y'all better get with it. Okay, so he asked, what does it mean in your opinion when a woman is flattered by you? A woman being flattered by you don't mean nothing. So if I go up to a woman and I'll be like, ma'am, you are absolutely gorgeous. That sundress is stunning on you. Oh, I'm flattered. That don't mean anything. She's flattered. All she's telling you is, I appreciate the compliment. That's all that means. It don't mean nothing else. You know what I'm saying? That's all it means. Even if a woman is attracted to you, same premise, I appreciate the compliment, right? So Miles says, Zach, how do you typically deal with women that try to text you often in between seeing them? It depends what they're texting me. It depends what they're texting me, and it depends how long I've been dealing with them, and it depends on how I view them. So if I've been dealing with them for a while and I actually like them, like we do non-sexual shit together, like I'm dating them, I don't really mind so much, right? But if they're texting me shit that don't really mean nothing to me, then I'm not going to respond to it. I don't feel like I'm obligated to respond to a woman's text simply because she's texting me. You know, what are you texting me? Like, what? Like, I'll give you an example. And there might be some women right now that are watching that message me on the back end on Facebook. I've had women message me, hi, on the back end, hi, or hello. I typically don't respond to that. What the fuck that mean? You know what I'm saying? Hi, hello. See, a lot of guys be like, man, that's choosing signals. Nigga, I don't give a fuck. You can't get at me no better than that. You hi, hello. You can't get at me no better than that. You know what I'm saying? So when a lot of times women say hi, hello, I ignore that shit. On occasion, I might be like, you know what? I'm in a mood today. So I might be like, hello to you too. So what's on your mind? And if she don't tell me what's on her mind, or if she don't say nothing that interests me, I'm not responding to anything else she send me, right? Not at all, right? So when you say, if a woman is trying to text you, it depends on what she's texting you, right? You know, I'm not going to tell you not to respond. You just have to ask yourself, do I want to talk to this woman? Like, do I genuinely want to talk to her? Do I genuinely want to respond to this text? But my thing to you is, if you don't want to respond, then don't. But see, a lot of you guys, you don't want to respond, but you will. And the reason why you will is because if you hadn't had sex with her yet, you are afraid of not responding because you think that she won't want to fuck you, which is some sucker shit. Or if you have had sex with her a couple of times, you are afraid if you don't respond that she ain't gonna want to fuck you no more, which is some sucker shit again. So now you feel like you're obligated. Well, man, I guess I got to. Bro, I'll be damned if I'm doing something because a woman wants me to, but I don't want to. I'll be damned if I'm doing something because I think if I don't do it, that the woman won't want me no more. Okay. Then I guess the last time I fucked her was the last time I fucked her then. So by you asking that question exposes the fact that you really don't want to text them. Because look at what you're asking me. Zag, how do you typically deal with women that try to text you often in between seeing them? See, my thing is all you got to do is this. Refocus women. Okay, now listen to the words. Refocus women. Keep them focused on the task at hand. Make sure they understand the assignment. So if a woman is texting you about her day, like let's say she's texting you, man, you won't believe the day that I had. God, these motherfuckers at work, they fucking with the right one, right? Boom. Let's say she texts you that. Response would be, now you can just flat out ignore it. Okay, which I ain't got no problem doing that. Or you can be like, it seems like you need to pick me up. Seems like you need something to settle you down. Yeah, you know what it is. The last time you was over here, I got that act right. I can settle your ass down. So when you get off of work from that long, stressful day, bring that sexy ass over here. I'll take care of that for you. Refocus her. Refocus her back on the task at hand. Okay, and I'm not saying you got to say it like I said it or anything like that. You can word it how you want to word it. My point is, refocus her. Don't let women take you down a rabbit hole of you being a guy that they dump all their problems on. Every time you look up, she's texting you about something she's complaining about. She's talking to you about her and her best friend having a fight. She's talking to you about her and her father ain't getting along. Man, I ain't trying to hear all that. I just met you. I don't want to hear none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Nah. But the way, see, a lot of times you can avoid that by not being indirect with women from the very beginning, right? A lot of times the reason why women feel emboldened to even go that route with you guys is because of how you started off. You started off talking about all the bullshit. You started off talking about her day and where she's from. You gave her that energy. So she feels like she can text you with all of that because of you, right? You guys, in the beginning, when you very first meet women, you have to set the tone for the type of interaction you desire. So if you want an interaction that's short on text and short on phone calls and long on fucking, right? You need to establish that from the very beginning with how you're behaving, with how you're acting, right? Don't talk about a bunch of bullshit then, right? Now, in the event that a woman just arbitrarily decides to start bringing up shit, all you got to do is refocus her. Refocus her on the task at hand. Right, let's say for the sake of argument, she had plans to see you the next day. All you got to do is respond, hey, I know how it is. But anyway, yo, we still good for tomorrow night though? And if she responds with, like, let's say she responds with, damn, you ain't even try to hear a sister out? You respond, say, girl, when you come through tomorrow night, all that shit you got to say that shit to me then, right? And that's exactly how I would talk to women. And I'll throw the word shit in there. Like, because my thing is, not only am I going to refocus you, but if I feel like you ain't getting the picture, then I'll be stern with the refocus. And either you're going to get your mind right or you can get the fuck on. You know what I'm saying? But I don't care about trying to keep women. I don't care about trying to retain pussy. I don't care enough about pussy to try and keep women in the fold. Nah, man, I want my shit simple and easy. No drama, no bullshit. I don't want to know more about you than I need to know. And I don't want you to know any more about me than what you need to know for us to do what we need to do. And if I decide I want you to know more about me, I will quarterback that at my pace. If I want to know more about you, see, this is how women will know I want to know more about you. When I'm actually conversating with you about me, and we're actually having a conversation where we're being a little more intimate with the things we talk about. Okay, if I ain't coming at a woman like that, but then again, I don't care about sex enough. You know what I'm saying? To let women rope me into talking about a bunch of bullshit I could care less about. On that note, I don't know what this dude is talking about. Okay. All right, what did the homie say? Brother Ron Willis is all about African American empowerment. Well, I'm all about men empowerment. Here's the thing. Okay, this is what I want guys to understand. I want women, and maybe women get it, maybe women don't. This manhood shit, actually conducting yourself like a man, being a leader, being consistent. If we can get more men to act like men, women would automatically benefit. Okay, let me say that shit again. If we can get more men to act like men, to conduct themselves like men, to not be all emotional, to not be sensitive, to be more consistent, to be more confident, to be more honest and transparent and assertive with women, women will benefit from that. So I'm pro man. Guys might not think that when I say some of the shit I say, because there's too many guys who are weak out here. There's too much bitch assness going on around here. Then when we deal with women that encountered you guys, we got to clean this shit up, because you got women that are gonna think we like y'all and shit. I'm like, nah, baby, no, I'm not like that motherfucker, right? So then we got to clean that shit up, right? So, but if we can get more men to actually act like men and start telling women the truth, hey, baby girl, this is what I'm about. You with it? Or you ain't? hey, good luck in life. And if we can get more men just to start being real with chicks and acting like men, women will automatically benefit. They will. And you will too, because your life will be easier. Bro, imagine you're dealing with a woman on your terms. You ain't got to lie to them no more. You ain't got to pretend to be something you're not. You ain't got to placate, acquiesce, capitulate. You ain't got to do none of that. You can just be real. If a woman want to go out with you, nah, baby girl, I ain't trying to go out, but you can come over and get this dick. And then you actually get women, okay, daddy, right? And you're like, oh shit, is that easy? Goddamn. When you start to actually see that shit happen a little more frequently, you be like, damn, all this fucking time, I've been going against the grain. I've been going against the grain when it comes to dealing with women, right? And again, it comes from falsehoods. It comes from listening to what women say publicly. It comes from societal conditioning. All of that, even religion, the church, that plays a part. It comes from listening to all of that and listening to people tell you how you should conduct yourself, because society frowns upon this. Society frowns upon that. But then when you actually dealing with women, you're like, but it's the opposite though. Or when you hear shit from men and you hear the type of interactions other men are having from women, you be like, I'm not getting none of that. So all this shit that I'm hearing, there has to be some falsehoods. There has to be some theories and some fallacies and some myths. And there has to be some illusions that I'm adhering to that just ain't the reality of what's going on out there. So let me get right. Let me take in some of this knowledge and information. Then let me go out there in the world and let me reinvent myself. Let me readjust my mindset so I can get a better understanding of what these brothers is talking about. Because there's too many dudes that's talking about all the fun they having out here. There's too many dudes that's talking about they having it their way. You got dudes in marriages, and they got girlfriends, and everybody knows about it, and everybody's cool. You're like, how can that be? Women ain't with that. Yes, they are. You just got to find the ones that are down with that. But more importantly, you have to have the leadership, the self-determination, and the motherfucking confidence to make it happen. You got to make it. You got to make it happen. You got to show women that this is what I'm about. And the women have to covet you so much. They say, hey, I'm about what you about because I'm about you. Let me say that shit again. I'm about what you're about because I'm about you. But the only way a woman can really view you like that is if you're confident enough to be yourself. Let a woman fall in love with the real you, not the version of you you presented to her when you first met. Okay, take the fucking mask off, right? Same thing to women. Women's public versus private image, why they're not always the same. Because women know in order to get treated the way I want to get treated as far as being taken seriously, I got to wear a fucking mask. I can't even be myself and get the same type of respect from men. I gotta front like I'm a certain way, but I love dick. I just want to scream from the rafters how much I love dick, but if I do, I'm going to get ostracized publicly for it. So women got to pretend like sex is like, ooh, sex? Ooh, hell no. But privately, they're like, I want it, I need it, I want more of it. But I can't conduct myself like that because I'll get ridiculed and ostracized and all that other shit. This is why when women meet a man such as myself, they're like, I love this dude. I can finally be myself. And not only can I be myself, but he encourages me to go a little deeper. There's more there. There's more depths to you. You just ain't found a man that's gonna champion that. You ain't found a man that's gonna honor that. Like, bring that shit up out of you. You know what I'm saying? I got you. On that note, like the joint. I'm out. Peace.